Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. So we have the FOMC coming out in about 5 minutes, a little less than 5 minutes. Now, this is my monitor. Okay, this is essentially my screen space and where I trade from. So this is where we bounced at this morning. All right, and I want to make sure that you can see this before the news. So there's the overnight range. If you're not familiar with that, you can visit the channel and go ahead and take a look at that. Now, if you are viewing this from YouTube, then it's under the trading range, static levels, chart scale. So this is this morning's range. These are the levels that you trade. So you had that 55 bounce here. Remember, you go from 55 down to 45, and it picked it up and ran it up to the upside here. And then you go from 15 down up to the 25, so forth and so on. So you kind of get the picture. Stop got to be right outside the zone. And so this is kind of how it played out so far. And again, if they're approaching the zone, it's this way. Now if they're coming down to it, you flip it and you bring it to the other side. And I believe I went over that on yesterday. So this is the ranges without the zone. All right. So this is, I want to show you that, make sure that you can see it. This is what they did, with just the ranges. So if you don't want to trade the zone static levels, that's fine. You had the overnight kind of catch that and gave you that push. This range came in, they hit the backside of it, kind of fell down. Off the open, you would have had to wait until they, kind of came back up here and start using the top of that range for support. And then if you wasn't certain then, you wanted to make sure they clear this range, well, then take it up here. At this point, you should know they was going to take that high out. All right. So let's take a look at it while the FOMC is playing out. I've already done kind of what I've needed to do on several accounts here. So the PA account I told you, I was taking care of that. That's just a couple dollars. I just try to do a little bit on these accounts. I got my own stuff I need to take care of. So, and here's the practice one. You saw me yesterday, grab that open. I might take one on the practice one for you. I might take one on the. Well, I got to clear this one. It's real, but it's practice. You got to get through the challenge. So you saw me take one in yesterday's video. You can go back and watch that if you want. So, but not so mainly concerned about that. But if I can, I will. I tried to just make sure that I can record this for you. This is what the string actually looked like that I work from, minus my volume chart. I had to take that out of the screen because it's a challenge trying to put all the information inside the screen so you can see it. So I just removed it. So, but this is what they're going to do. I'm gonna try to size this range chart down so you can kind of look at it while the news is coming out here. And I don't want to take up all the space, but you'll get the picture. The goal is to get you to be able to see the information right at the time of the news. So it's 1:58. You can see the bar timer right there. Well, the bar value with the time on it, and you can see the time over here. So now let's just kind of take a look and see where they're going to go. And if you familiar with the market structure, you'll know what the trend is, or even watch the trend video, the trend, the two-leg removal. You'll understand what all that is. I don't want to explain all that to you, and I'm gonna just hold you for about a minute or so and let you see the news and see if the range will play out. All right, so let's take a look at that and see if it can all line up. And again, if I see anything worth anything, I'll take a trade. I'll take a trade to entertain you a bit. But let's see what we got going on. Let's go this way. We don't want to do that right now. Let's go this way. Just want to do something small. Don't want to do that. All right. So let's see. I believe they may go through that bottom, but we'll see. We'll see. And if not, they'll jump up here. They will. That's how it works. I believe they're going to land right in that zone. If they're going to bounce back up. If not, they're coming down here. All right. So let's see what we got. We got about 15 more seconds. Again, just for all intents and purposes of showing you the content and letting you know that it does work. And it doesn't matter if it's news. It really don't. And if they try to go through the bottom, that's fine. We'll take a little short. Well, they already spiked down there. Kind of got down there without me. I'm not one to jump in at all. I'm not doing that. Especially if they're not. I want to like have a hard stop. The zones give me the hard stop. The range is a reference, so you have to kind of more so go in with price patterns at that point. To make sure that you can hide behind the patterns. And sometimes the news can overshoot a pattern. I'll say that. So let's look at the range and see if it'll bounce right here. Let's see. They may want to go clean that bottom out on the daily here. And that's the other thing. I'll pull that up for you. they're sitting in that static level right there at that 150. And I told you in yesterday's video that if they're going to turn around before getting that target up here, I believe they're going here, but they may turn around before they do it. And if they're going to do it, they're going to turn around in this area. I can guarantee you that. So they may be working on that today. I hope not, but that's something that they may be preparing themselves to do. So just hold you for about 4 or 5 minutes. You get to see the ranges, and because if you don't have the ranges and you haven't drew them on your chart yet, you can look at mine. Well, they didn't stop there. They're going to keep going here. So that's fine. I got a couple more down at the bottom here. Let's see if they'll stop at any one of those. Let's see. Remember, I told you that if they go one tick outside of it, they'll probably go to the next one. So don't be too eager to just like go in there, because if they pass one, I'll dial the time frame up so you can kind of see a little further back here. All right, so they trying. Okay, there's the 5 minutes, so you get to see a little bit more of the ranges, and they're probably going to definitely dive into this one. So, and again, I hope you've been using the content. That's like an important thing moving forward. I know you gotta familiarize yourself with the information, but it's something that I do want to make sure that anyone that's new to trading get a chance to kind of formulate something that's going to get them where they want to go starting out. Now you can go and build, your own understanding around it. I just want to share a little bit of mine. I know far more than what I'm showing you. This is just something that's foundational. You can start here. We saw in the 1 minute that we had a trend. So until they make, the trend back up, and if you're not familiar with the trend, go look at the trend video. Until they make the trend back up or take out two legs, they're going back down. That's just how it works. So if you want to know what the news will do, just use some of the content that I put out. That's all. Use some of the content. You can see the base off the range. I like the statics with news, because I can go ahead and just put that hard stop there, and if you pass it, you pass it. If you do that, that's fine. I really don't like the let me slow it down a little bit here. Got something that makes sense a little bit. Let's just grab a little bit of this going down here through the zone. Let's go through the zone. Might be able to get at least to the mid of this range. Let's see if they'll let it happen. Down at 28. They may want to rotate back up. We'll see how they play this break. But they should get down to 28. They should. Let's see how they want to play the break. We'll just do this way. I know they'll take out that bottom. Okay, there's the bottom. See, can we get right into that 25 area, 28? That's the only thing about these challenges. They do that drawdown thing. So if it go a certain distance and you don't take the money, then it becomes an issue. So I'm gonna see if it'll give it one more push here. If it don't, then I'm gonna cut it. Okay, that's fine. We had a push, but I can't let it run against me, and it went in front of me. That's just bad for the challenge. So it's fine. I believe it'll get to that 28. I do. It's just I can't have it rotate and stop me out on the yeah, see, they may want to play above this level. Yeah, see, they may want to do that, and I can't have it stop me out having gone that far. That's like twice the loss. I can't do that part of it. It wasn't like three something. That's not bad. I do believe they'll get back down there. Hopefully, let's see if they'll try to come back. If it do, I'll take it again. But they may want to try to play above this level here. Now, if you do it that way, it's 55 back to 65 somewhere. Let's see if they'll pull up near the 65. I'll short back down into it. They probably won't do it. All right, they're not going to probably do that. So let's see. They're going to try to play the back of the zone. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Go ahead and run to that 28, whatever that price was, down into the center of this range here. We can go to 14. Let's try to go to 14 since I took that loss. Win losses, you see it all right in front of you. I'm okay with the loss. As long as I know it's gonna go where I think it's gonna go, it's fine. I believe we can at least hit that zone. So I'm gonna hold it until we get to the zone. And it's not gonna stop midair. If it was gonna bounce, it would have closed, up above that zone here and ran back towards the I'm gonna hold it until we get to that zone. They're gonna have to force me out of it on this one. They're going to the zone. All right. So we got our little money back there. Um all right, so that's the FOMC. I'm sorry about that I didn't catch it off the first push down. I like to actually be behind the zone really. That's kind of my thing because I want to make sure that you don't supposed to run outside of the zone. That's important to me. Don't really like to play the price patterns during the news. It's not to say they can't hold up, but when it's volatile, they can change. They can say, hey, well, we're going to hit this pattern, then we'll make another one. I don't want to be a part of that. So let's see where they can pause here. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna give you another couple minutes here. I know I don't want to hold the video up too long. I don't want to bore you with this stuff, but that's why I just wanted to put it in front of you so you can see it for yourself. What it does, and then clearly the ranges are right at play right now. They're not willing to stop at the static levels, and I get it. I do because once you go one tick outside of it, you're going to the next one, and that's how it works. And then you got to see if this one would stop it. The moment it goes one tick outside of it, you go to the next one. And so I'm gonna hold it for a second, and just see will it come off its low right in here. I doubt it'll turn around. I'm gonna be honest with you. I doubt because that daily, and that's the thing. Let's keep this in mind too. That daily coming out of that zone. Now, if you've been following me for any time, when this bar closed, not so much this contract, it was the last contract. When this bar closed, it was a bullish green bar, and I told everybody, I said, "Hey, watch this top," because they was in a zone at that time and they fell down. Well, even though they're not stopping at the zones there, you can see it stop here, and this the daily. All right, so all you have to do is take those levels in the video that I made and take a look at that. Now I have all the links below for you, and you can click on those and familiarize yourself with the content. Again, that's something that's important. If you find the information useful, let me know. I'm not a content thief. I know YouTube is for content creators, and you got a lot of people out here that take other people's stuff and try to build their channel around their methodology. I'm not that guy. I use what's right on the chart. So hopefully you'll find this information useful. You won't see it anywhere else other than on your chart. So you won't see these ranges, the levels. If you got anybody out here referencing this information, I can assure you I probably trained them. So it's simple stuff. It's not complicated. I can assure you that is right there on the chart. I promise you, it's right there. That's why no one owns it. It's the chart. It's just what it does. So we're getting a lift here, and let's see if it'll use resistance. Now remember, if they pull back up, you will go 15 to 25, and then you will go 25 to 35. So at 35, you will want to see them rotate back over. Okay, and that's pretty much the low of this bar right here. You'll want to see them rotate back over and see if they'll come back down on top of it. I don't want to move the zones right now while it's trading, but there's one bounce. And so if you're trying, let's say you're trying to pick up this turn, clearly you already see they rallied out of that zone. But if it's coming down, um, you should know they're gonna clip this pivot. I know they was gonna clip this pivot. I do know that. But if they're gonna hold the turn, you will want to be down here. Try not to pick it up nowhere else. Try this zone first. That's how you do it. Try this zone first, and try to get far enough in it where it's not like gonna I guess hit you too bad if it go wrong. And then if this don't zone don't work, hurry up and cut it and then try to get in, a little further into it, and then stop right outside the zone and then try to take it right back in the opposite direction. Okay, they passed 35, so that ain't it. So 55 to 65 will be your next play. And that's why I tell you start with that 550, 55. That's where they're going, and then you go 65 for the turnaround to go back down. So 65 is right about here. Let's see if it'll do that. They may not break that low on the daily bar. They may not. I think that's a pretty sufficient pop up there. Uh, they did close yesterday. Remember I told you that the 941. So if you go back and watch that video, I told you that they needed to close above 941, and they raced down there near 950, and they turned around and came back up. So the 941 is important. It's really important on yesterday's close, and so they may not want to break this low on this daily bar. The way they're coming back off of it. Okay, so 65, you would enter in, behind 55. Well, you can take it at 55 if you want. It's just more risk. You have to cover that 65. But try to let it come into it. That's the thing. Let it come into it. Don't just get in it. Please, whatever you do, don't do that. Because if they run it, just like you saw to the downside, they can kind of press right through it. And why get your stop triggered for more? Let it come into it. Gauge the momentum of it. I don't care what you use. I got the tick. I made me some arrows and just gauge whatever that is. And from there, pull it and go back the other way. All right. So hopefully this been again beneficial for you. Again, this is simple stuff. It's on your chart. All I'm doing is trying to make you aware of it. That's it. Okay. So I'm not teaching nobody else stuff. I don't do that. I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in that. So whatever you do, just take notice of your chart, and hopefully what you're seeing here matches what's on your chart because it's the same. We have the same prices. Okay. And hopefully it makes sense to you the more you begin to trade it. All right. So I wish you all the best. I hope this been informative at best. And definitely, like I said, this is for you to see, yourself, see it work. Okay. Even from my workstation, it's not going to do anything different. It's not no hindsight stuff. Um, you saw me do the challenge account. I'm going to actually move that a lot faster. I know the first one I did, I actually I passed that in one day, but I'm gonna move this one a little bit further, a little sooner. But again, I got other stuff I'm doing too. So but hopefully, again, you saw me take the loss. I don't mind taking the loss. I commend anyone that can take their loss. Take the loss. Don't let it just run against you and stop you out for excessive amounts of money when you can just get back in it and get the little bit that you lost. That's all. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading.